But on the bright side, this is the first ever Ask Dills or Ask Dutch Dills, but I prefer Ask Dills or
You
Ask
could have
Dutch.
warned me to like take my earplug out.
Why would I do that? You just tortured me with those questions. So. I'm kidding.
Sure you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've asked you this before, but just in case, what's your favorite type of content to create?
My favorite type of content to create. Well, I quite like making vlogs, but when they have a meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one where I went to 3 different countries.
Yeah.
That was a really fun vlog to make. I also liked that little prank video I did on my dad.
Right.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Just completely ignored him. How did you feel about that video, Dad?
What's that?
The prank video that we made. Eh?
Did you say I don't know?
No, he just went eh. Oh, he said meh.
Meh. Wow.
Well, you'll be happy to know it's on like 126 views. So
wow. Fair play.
Some people must have liked it more than you.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
You're just sad because you had to listen to Watermelon Sugar. And I kept turning. That was probably the worst part of it for him. He hates Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. Sure, the stupid Watermelon Sugar.
I never listened to it.
It's awful. How is Watermelon Sugar? Why are you saying hi to Watermelon Sugar? Or does Watermelon Sugar make you high?
Nothing makes sense in the pop world. It's not supposed to. It's just if it sounds funny.
Pop sucks.
Most pop music is just about sex anyway. If you really look into the lyrics, it'll often be about sex.
Oh yeah, sex,
pretty much,
drugs, or alcohol, something.
Yeah, but mostly sex because sex sells. That's 90% of it. And it's kind of depressing. Like I remember years ago there was a song, I think it was by Timbaland or something like that. Can't remember, but the lyrics were like, "Oh, if you blow my whistle, baby, whistle, baby."
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That is obviously about sex. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I didn't know that when I was young. I just liked the tune. I thought it was really cool. And then I remember telling someone what it really meant, and I broke their world for them. I felt so bad. But it's
just completely, well, sticking to the topic, I guess you rocked their world. No takers? Shit. Yeah, okay. But
what would be your dream content to create?
Gaming. Yeah. I'd love to sit down and make playthroughs.
But like let's assume that money is not an issue. Like you can afford any equipment, go any place in the world, whatever, like, you know, dream content. Is it still gaming or is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would build, if money isn't an issue, like you said, I would build like the best possible PC that I could build.
So it's still about gaming.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Webcam and everything, like face cam playthrough, like I play like emotional games, fun games, play everything.
I would do the same as well. People always ask me that as well. Oh, why don't you play new games? And it's like, oh, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I just don't have the money. Yeah. Can't afford a TV, can't afford a game console. Like all I got is
yeah. I'm gonna spend £70 to buy Cyberpunk and play that. No. What? No.
Which game?
The new game that came out, Cyberpunk 2077.
I would totally buy that game.
It's an RPG, but you can like pick how you live. You can either be a corporate scumbag, you can be a nomad who's like sort of out of everything,
outlaw kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, or you can be a street kid.
So, it looks fun. Looks like a good game.
Is.
I would love to play it. There's so many games I see come and go, consoles I've seen come and go, and I've just never had the money to play them. And I would love to. I really would.
Mark my words. One day, I will be releasing early gameplay footage of a game, and then proceed to do a walkthrough of it.
Cool, man. Well, I look forward to that day. I'm sure
it will happen. It will happen.
By the way, I'll just interject. If you're not already, please subscribe to Dutch Dills on YouTube. He's a great YouTuber. I know I've said it before, but hey, he's part of the show, so you got to support him now.
Yo, that's crazy. I've just surpassed like 7,000 subs. What the frick?
Wow, that'd be awesome if that was true.
That's actually not even possible, because if
Of course it is.
every single one of your subscribers was to watch this video, that's 500. So
515, I believe.
515 plus 130 does not equal 7,000.
No, but that's still a lot. That would be like 700 or something. So it'd be like
That's crazy.
very
If
close
that
to.
actually were to happen, that would like scare me.
It is amazing. I've seen it happen to people in my network. There's a guy, he's been on the show before, Calamity Hatcher. He's a school friend of mine, and he's got to 1,200 subscribers, and he's killing it with the live streams. He's monetized now. He's doing the YouTube thing, man. It's cool to see. He deserves it. He's a good guy. But I can't help be envious. It's like, oh, man, to be like that.
What's crazy is it's sort of like what happened to Jacksepticeye. Do you know that?
I don't know the story. I know the guy. But
You got a shout out from PewDiePie, and his phone was going off every couple of seconds with a new subscriber.
Wow.
I think he got up to like either 12 or 120,000.
But it was different with them though. Wasn't it like they became friends or something?
No, Jack won a shout out.
Oh, he won a shout out.
Yeah, he won a shout out, yeah. Because PewDiePie was going to give out like 10 shout outs.
Oh, wow.
And he looked through the channels and he sort of said, what I like about Jack is that he's just a completely crazy idiot, but he makes good content. So go and subscribe.
I remember there was a point where I tried to get shout outs from KSI because I really like his content. I've been following him for many years, and I genuinely tried. I tried doing like little mini covers of his stuff for ages, trying to get his attention, and it just never happened. Because the only way you can really do it is if you get lucky through like Instagram or TikTok or something, or if people like you on the Reddit. But I just never got noticed at all. If anything, it got buried. People would like hate on it and stuff. So eventually I just gave up. And these days and this is what I wanted to talk to you about when you asked the question about the upcoming appearances thing. No, projects, sorry. Just really quickly before we get back into the questions about you. I've been scheduling a lot of like podcast appearances and trying to do like some sort of promo, I guess, for myself. I think you should do the same as well, man, for yourself. Try and appear on other people's podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever, because it's a great way to reach out and promote yourself without actually just doing the regular like promoting to your own audience and stuff. Like it's a good way to showcase yourself, I think, and challenge yourself. And so that's what I'm doing now. But I've given up on the trying to get shout outs thing. It's just so hard to do that.
And plus, getting a shout out can like completely ruin your channel. Because
how so? Surely it's a good thing.
Yeah, but if you don't get the right audience, you need to. But the person who's shouting you out needs to make the same kind of content as you. So
ooh, that's
the people who actually subscribe are interested in that kind of thing. Because let's say,
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess so.
So the most common thing that you do is like vlogs, story time, and podcast.
Well, no, the music.
If you were to get a shout out,
music's the big thing that I do.
Okay,
on my
music
channel.
then. So let's say a gaming channel gives you a shout out. Unless people
I've got a gaming
music.
I've got a gaming channel. So in theory they could just subscribe to that. That's the thing about me. I'm a variety channel, so there's a lot of different options. So I kind of appeal to all different audiences. But I take your point. You're right. If it's the different audience, then yeah, it's not going to work. But then again, like people, if they really don't like your content, they just won't subscribe. It doesn't matter if someone's giving you a shout out. Do you know what I mean? Don't forget, a lot of the time when KSI gives people shout outs, like not the people that just randomly are asking for it, but people like there was that guy Tom Stockdale.
They do things for it though.
Yes, but the point is that they're different from what he's doing. to some extent. So like Tom Stockdale, I mean, he's a musician, KSI is a musician as well, but like it is different content, different audience. Like when people come to the KSI channel, mostly they come in there for a laugh, or not KSI channel, his second channel. They come in there for a laugh. They come in there to have fun, right? Whereas Tom Stockdale's stuff, like I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's like he's trying to make something of his music. Do you know what I mean? And then there's been other people that KSI has shouted out that again do very vastly. Like there's a guy he shouted out recently who he's really helped. A guy who does like parody video. I can't remember what his name is, but he does like how to be KSI, how to be such and such person, and they're really good videos, like very good quality. But it's nothing like anything that JJ's done. I think maybe back in the day he did stuff like that, but yeah.
Olajide.
Olajide Olatunji. There you go.
Junior.
Anyway.
Olajide Olatunji Jr.
Is he a junior? Oh.
Yeah, his dad's called Olajide as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something new today. What do you like about living... You interrupted me. I was asking a question, and you interrupted me.
Yinka.
I mean, we don't have to ask any more questions about you if we want to end it just now. I mean...
No, you can... question.
What do you like? Don't never call me that.
Boy.
Never. Boy. Are you kidding me? Respect your elders, mister.
Okay, man.
What do you like about living in the Netherlands?
The culture, mostly. And just everything about it. Like, it's a beautiful place.
Mm.
It really is. I urge anyone to at least visit the Netherlands. Because not only is it a nice place, but the people, well, most of the people are quite nice.
Right.
I wouldn't say go to Amsterdam though, because everybody who goes to the Netherlands goes to Amsterdam. Well, yeah, go to Amsterdam, but don't make that like the point of your trip. Like, don't just go to Amsterdam and stay in Amsterdam, because that's only like half of what the Netherlands is. That's the urban side of it.
Okay.
Where I live, it's pretty much rural. So,
I mean, I think you can say that about most European cities, though, to be fair.
yeah.
I'd say the same about Tallinn, about Estonia. I feel that if you just go to Tallinn, then you haven't seen Estonia at all. You've just seen Tallinn, because Estonia is not Tallinn. Tallinn's just
and Amsterdam is not the Netherlands.
Right? Yeah.
But it's not all it has to offer.
I've heard the same about the Czech Republic as well. But, yeah. Anyways, and Germany.
Comparing where I used to live in England, which was very urban, comparing that to this, which is very rural, I have to say I like living rurally in the country.
So, what do you dislike about the Netherlands?
Oh, what do I dislike?
Holland.
It's gonna kind of. Yeah. Because where I live is, like I said, very rural, and to get to one of the biggest cities, it's like 20 minutes, half an hour.
Still not that bad. 20 minutes, half an hour.
I leave the house at 8:05, mostly. 8:05, and I get to school at about 8:45.
That's not that long.
Yeah, but every single day, it's just,
Dude, try an hour and a half.
Just bike for 5 minutes.
Okay,
I would rather just bike for 5 minutes and be at school and then bike 5 minutes to get home. But
yeah, I get what you mean. That's fair enough.
I enjoy the traveling, but on some days where I'm not really in the mood for traveling, it's just not really enjoyable. But you've got to do it because I can't just not go to school, and especially in the Netherlands, you will get screwed.
What do you mean you'll get screwed?
I'm pretty sure if you're late or don't show up to school like 3 times for no reason, you'll get a visit from the appropriate authorities.
But I'm confused because you finished actual school. You're in
Yeah, but I'm
essentially
going
a
to a school.
college.
No,
Yeah, but
I'm not in college yet. It's called Novo College, but it's not a college.
okay,
It's
okay.
just to learn Dutch
Right, here, yeah, I understand that, but
primarily.
here's what I do not understand. Okay, in the UK, between the ages of 16 to 18, which is where you fall now, right?
Yeah.
The law states that you have to basically go to some form of a college or some vocational training for at least a year before you can then start working, right? That's the law.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not a resident. I'm not Dutch. I'm a buitenlander. I'm a foreigner.
Yeah, I
There's
understand
different
this.
kind of rules. You have to learn
Right.
Dutch because
No, I get that, but I just find it interesting that you're kind of governed in such a manner at that age. Okay, how can I explain this properly?
would you like me to lay it out for you?
No. I understand. Like, let me explain what I need to explain first, right? So, when you're in the UK, up to the age of 16, right, it's the law that you have to then
1 second.
basically. What's up?
Sorry to disturb you, but 4 o'clock is the absolute latest because Germany's going into lockdown tomorrow and we have to go to Germany and get shoes this afternoon. So 4 o'clock is the absolute latest, okay?
Okay.
Germany's going into full lockdown tomorrow.
Okay, just had some news from my trusted assistant.
Go for it.
The absolute latest recording time for this podcast is 4 o'clock because Germany is going into lockdown and there's some things we need before they close the gates.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Germany back into lockdown.
Germany is shutting its doors to everything.
Netherlands and Belgium.
Netherlands and Belgium as well.
Oh, you guys are going into full lockdown too? That's interesting.
Netherlands and Belgium.
Sorry?
Netherlands and Belgium can no longer go to Germany.
Oh, no, sorry. What I meant to say was the Netherlands and Belgium are no longer allowed in Germany.
Wow.
Unless you work there.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
No more Germany.
Okay, bringing it back to what I was talking about anyway. So, up to the age of 16, basically your parents are responsible for you going to school. Therefore, the law will become involved and potentially your parents will be prosecuted if you do not go to school. However, after you finish school, which you have
Not
at 16, you've finished high school. You finished school in the UK.
Yeah, I finished secondary school.
Right, there you go. Right, and this is
I need to go to college. Yeah.
Yes. If you were still in the you're really annoying me here. If you would
not annoying you.
You
You're
are,
because me.
First of all, you keep interrupting
me.
You keep interrupting me, which is just rude. And secondly, let me just finish what I need to say. Okay. So you finished school at 16. If you were still in the UK, you would have at least a year where you would legally have to study something. But because you've moved to the Netherlands, obviously that does not apply to you. Now, you've told me that as a foreigner, there is an expectation placed upon you by law. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, that you have to do this. So regardless of your age, if it was 16, 30, you would still have to do this.
Well, it's not so much you have to do this. It's just, it's if you don't do it, you're pretty stupid. Why would you not learn Dutch if you're living in the Netherlands?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that go to other countries that don't learn the language.
When you enroll in a school, that school expects you to show up on time, to do what you're supposed to do, and to leave within the time. So I need to go to school. I need to be at school on time. I need to go home no earlier than school's finish. It's basically the same as going to work. You show up to work on time, you leave on time. Don't leave earlier, you don't get there later. And if you don't show up for a given reason, if you don't notify the school of you being absent for a reason, if you don't do that, I think it's 3 times, you will be visited by either, I don't know, like the police or something.
Yeah, I just find
You
that
will be
element
fined.
interesting. That to me is very interesting. That you're fined even though you're of legal age. I guess it's just different in the Netherlands because I think in the UK you wouldn't get fined
It's
or
because I'm enrolled in
prosecuted.
a school.
Okay.
You need to either have a job
Mm.
or be in school at my age.
Mm.
If you're not doing either, then lies that sort of lies within like breaking the law because you're required by law to be at school or to have a job
Hmm.
at my age.
Interesting. When do you
And
turn? When do you
it's
turn 17?
10th of February.
10th of February. Wow.
Hmm?
If you don't go to school, or if at 18 you don't have a job, and you haven't worked between 16 and 18, and you haven't been to school between 16 and 18, the government won't give you any money.
Ah, okay. So if you haven't attended school or had a job between 16 and 18 and you don't have a job from 18,
Mm-hmm.
the government will not pay you.
Wow. There you go. Learning something new. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is stay in school, get a job, stop being childish.
A good message. What did Dutch people think of British people?
What do Dutch people think of British people?
Yeah, they like us quite a lot.
They like us.
We helped save them from
We helped save them from Germany.
Ah, okay.
And
Interesting.
this actually reminds me of something that happened at school this week. There was some Dutch girls coming to our school to go to the gym because the VMBO that's near our school doesn't have its own gym. They
Oh,
have
are
a
you
field, but they don't have a gym.
a boys only college then, or something?
No, we're not a boys only college. It's it's unisex,
Okay.
but it's obviously too cold for them to sport outside, so they use our gymnasium that's on our grounds.
Oh, it's a different school then, basically.
It's it's sort of in the same car park, but one is like it's ESK, which is I've completely forgot what that means, but
Mhm.
it's a language school,
Okay.
and the VMBO is where the Dutch resident kids go
Okay.
mostly. And I was talking to my friend, and I was speaking English, and one of the girls asked me if I was English, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah. And then they all started laughing.
Oh,
So I guess it's kind of weird for an English person to be in the Netherlands, but
that's interesting. Yeah.
overall, I think the impression that the British people have on the Dutch is positive.
I'll add to this as well. I kind of feel like it depends on who you talk to because a lot of people when I was in Estonia kind of, didn't bat an eyelid. It was like, oh, you're a foreigner. Yeah, whatever, right?
Okay.
But there were some people that were like, you're English and you're here? Like there were a lot of people that,
Why?
yeah, no, seriously, there were a lot.
Why are you here?
Yeah, no, there were a lot of people that kind of were like, why would you not be in the UK? It's better there. And I think it's relative. It really depends on what you need. Like, I would agree with them as far as like services are concerned, like the welfare state, stuff like that. But as far as like quality of life and living is concerned, I think it really depends on the situation you're in, your
In the
employment.
Netherlands, you need to be doing something. It's
Yeah,
important. It's like a reputation thing for the Netherlands. You have to be doing something. You have to be benefiting the country in at least a certain way.
I think that's fair. Yeah, you got to be
If you're
contributing.
living here
Yeah,
completely unemployed,
productive member of society.
yeah, you have to be a productive member of society.
I think
I
that's
would not be, I
reasonable.
would not be surprised if let's say I dropped out of school, I didn't get a job, I didn't do it. I would not be surprised if they deported me. I would not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
How long how does it work for your visa? Like how
My
long do you have?
visa,
Yeah.
um, I, me and my dad have something called the CZ Zorgpass.
Okay.
CZ Zorgpass. That sort of like grants us residence here, I suppose.
No, that's not right.
Indefinite.
Then can you explain it then?
Says that is your health insurance.
Okay, so CZ is health insurance, but what keeps us here? Why? How are we allowed to be here?
Before Brexit, we didn't need anything, but since Brexit, we've got to have a place for them, which is a stay permit, a residence permit.
Okay. So we have a residence permit,
Mm-hmm.
but that's only because of Brexit. Before Brexit, we didn't need anything to like allow our being here.
Okay, so it sounds similar to what you have in Estonia, in the sense that presumably you have the residence permit for a number of years or months, and you have to continuously renew it. So every time the government will look at your situation and will decide whether or not they're going to continue to grant you residence.
Yeah. So are we granted residence like yearly, or
Or it's every 5 years, and we got it straight
Huh.
away because I've been here longer than 5 years. If I'd have only moved here, say, 6 or 8 months before Brexit, then I might not have got it, and I might have had to go back to England.
okay? So because my dad lived here for longer than 5 years,
Mm.
we got it pretty much immediately, and I mean I did too because obviously I'm my dad's son. But yeah, it gets like renewed every 5 years.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess they just sort of decide about how. I mean, because my dad works in Germany, but he has
Yeah.
a job. So, yeah.
How's
So I
he
mean,
going to work if there's a lockdown in Germany? Then is he going to do it remotely?
no, you can work in Germany.
Oh, so they'll still let you
You're allowed to
come
go to
in.
Germany to work. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So
Interesting.
he's okay, but yeah.
Okay, moving it forward, what do you think are your biggest strengths?
My strengths
Yeah,
in terms of what
just in general in life.
in life.
I know it's a difficult
I'm
question.
very. I'd say one of my most notable positives is I say what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's not handy in every scenario, but if I don't like something, I'll say it. I won't be like pushed around, if that makes sense.
Mm.
If I don't like something, I'll say something about it.
Yeah,
I
fair
think
enough.
I've got that from my dad, I think, because he's very down to earth as well.
Mm.
But if you don't, again, this is some advice. If you don't like something, not saying anything about it won't help anyone.
Yeah, of course. You're completely right.
The only way to change something is to say something. If you hate it, change it.
What do you think are your biggest weaknesses?
My biggest weaknesses. I have the attention span of a goldfish.
You're telling me.
You're saying that, but I'm sitting here, right? This podcast has been going on, what, like 2 hours now? It's 25 to 3 where I am. We started
Yeah.
this at about 20 to 1 or something. I've been sitting here talking and answering questions and asking questions. So yeah, I mean, my biggest weakness is
I was just joking,
definitely
by the way.
for legal reasons. It's a joke, but no. Seriously, one of my biggest problems is concentration and
Yeah.
focus and lack thereof.
It can be tricky sometimes. I get that. What would you consider your main goal to be in life?
My main goal in life is to make something of myself.
Fair enough.
Don't do anything stupid. Don't screw up school.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of my biggest things that I need to do. One of the hardest tasks that I'm gonna have to, overcome.
Mm.
But to actually be something in life.
I get that, man. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's good that you have that motivation and ambition in life. I think that can only ever be a positive thing. And I think it's important that we all have that. You know, we need to have goals, ambition in life, and have something that we're working towards.
Time only counts down. You don't get any
Yep.
extra time.
It's very
So
true.
you've got to make the most of what time you have, because you can't tell the future. I mean, you or I could not be here in a week's time. Gotta just make the most of it.
You're right, yeah.
That was very how do you say
No, you're right. You're speaking truth.
blunt. That was very blunt. But
You're completely right. I couldn't agree more with that. Absolutely.
just don't. I mean, I'm guilty of it for sure, but don't waste time.
Okay, we're done with our Dills. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome.